check it out. It is public. Voila. So, hello again. It's Thursday, 15 August 2024. Hello again to my life. There is a little bit more wind, so actually we have to check this out if everything works properly. Is everything working properly? Okay, it's me again with my friend Jonathan, who is behind the keyboard to check it out if everything is working. Today it's a sunny day, as you can see. And we will going to try to have a live for a couple of hours. There is not too much interesting traffic on its way, but we'll make the best of it. Currently we have in the view Etihad Airways with its daily schedule to Abu Dhabi. Before or in front of it, Vueling, low-cost carrier towards, who is going towards Spain, and we have also had the departure of a Brussels Airlines, as you can see. So here we have our only long-haul flight in Belgium, done with an aircraft of the Netherlands. I think the Belgian Dreamliner is flying for 3 Netherlands. And this one is heading for the Caribbean as usual, of course. It's taking the long taxiway. It's a very long flight too. But can be also seen on these images, or there are some works in progress on the runway. They will last until at least 31 August. In the back we see a low-cost carrier of Play. And also here is a helicopter behind me. I won't zoom in. Taking off is the Vueling, but currently we have the view towards the big apron between Pier A and Pier B. I'll try to zoom out a bit. The 3 Netherlands is here. As I said before, it's flying for 3 Airlines Belgium. In the far back the Etihad waiting. Lining up on the runway is the Brussels Airlines Airbus 320 Classic 1. Try to zoom in a bit. I think I have to put my camera a little bit to the right, as I'm close to the window and I'm impossible to view towards the runway, so I will try to do this. That will be a little bit better, I guess. Then the horizon a little bit straightening up. Well, that's much better. The Vueling will be the first one to depart. As you can see, there's also a red flag indicating there are some works in progress on the runway 0119. The first part, the scraping out of the top layer of the runway has been done, and there is also a new layer put on it, so that is in fact finished, the first part of the runway. And they will now start to do it on the middle section, and then end of August, the end section. The Etihad is the second in the row to depart. Behind, not much activity about the military. It's of course a local Sunday over here, so they won't move. Brussels Airport, live action from the ATC tower building at Steenokkerzeel. Extreme liner will depart anytime soon. Usually between 11 and 1, 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. we have a lot of white bodies taking off. Of course, the usual bunch of Brussels Airlines. There are actually 10 aircraft, Airbus 330. And then we have some of the United. They are coming with 3 wide bodies a day and 1 757. This is the Dreamliner. Behind we see an Airbus of Aegean, the Greek company who flies to Athens. In front you see some cars moving due to the runway works in progress. The Aegean will leave behind the Brussels Airlines, who is actually now on the runway. It's the special one with the green balls, Airbus. New options, new engine option. Actually they have 5 aircraft like that who are less consuming fuel, a little bit more silent. And they make indeed some advertisements on their fuselage saying it's a good airplane. And there it goes. So we have the United moving with in front the Brussels Airlines and on the runway a plane of Greece. Then I will move a bit to the left to see what is happening here. Air Canada, Airbus 330, 300 with a flight to Montreal, daily schedule. They have also a flight to Toronto with a Dreamliner, but that is not every day. He always also takes the long taxiway whiskey, just like most of the Brussels Airlines Airbus 330s. A full load of passengers heading for Montreal. That's a classic Airbus 320 taking off, and as you can hear, it makes a little bit more noise. But the bulk of the fleet of Brussels Airlines is indeed composed of these aircraft, flying everywhere in Europe. And now I guess the Dreamliner is lining up for the runway. Meanwhile, the Air Canada is via taxiway whiskey passing below. You will see it immediately. Voilà, the Dreamliner is taking off. Heading for the States, of course. Another fueling is passing by on taxiway whiskey. It's quite typical when an aircraft like an Airbus 330 takes off and there is one aircraft scheduled behind that takeoff. They always take the taxiway, the long taxiway whiskey, to avoid wake turbulence. So actually the Air Canada is, as you can see there, lining up for the runway. Taking off. And there she goes. Behind we had, as promised, a fueling taking off, so he's there in the cloud, shadow of the cloud. There are some fair weather cumulus developing, so we have a mixture of cloud and sun today. A little bit more wind, you can hear it in my headphone. but I'm just positioned not in the wind itself, but just behind the glazed wall of the tower. Some wind is also giving some vibrations to my camera. There is nothing I can do about that. It is what it is. Of course, small aircraft are more difficult to follow, a little bit more shaky. Voilà, passing the atomium in behind, which is about 15 kilometers from the airport. So currently the visibility is quite okay. Going back to a SAS, Scandinavian Air System. Okay. This is also a new engine option, so it gives less noise. The Airbus British Airways, who is always flying to London Heathrow. There are no other destinations. Up to 6 or 7 times a day, I guess. Also, Brussels Airlines is flying to that destination. This is an Airbus 319 as the short version. There is even a shorter one, the Airbus 380, but not very popular. Only Tarom flies with it. And finally, departure of aerobic As I told before, they come in big numbers to Brussels Airport with their several destinations in Morocco. A large community of Moroccans are citizens all in Belgium and their families. So, and now it's big holiday, so we have a lot of flights. The wind is giving vibrations. Try to hold it a bit. Meanwhile, we saw a Ryanair on taxiway whiskey passing by. It's over there. It will be the second one to depart, I guess. Behind the Airbus of Brussels Airlines, so he's here. It's an Airbus 319. Lufthansa comes also in big numbers to Brussels with flights to Frankfurt and Munich. Munich usually with a smaller aircraft, the Bombardier, but Frankfurt is always with Airbus 320 or 319 or whatever. Behind we have a Tarom, excuse me, a lot. It's a 737 Max. And then let's go a bit to this way, and then what we see here is, of course, the special painted aircraft called Amare of Tomorrowland. If you would zoom in with your cell phone application on the engine, you will see it starts to move, that bird. Don't know if it still works, but it should work. An application you can find on Instagram. Then Tomorrowland, and then zoom in on the engine, and then you see a movie starting, sort of advertising for Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland is of course well known in the world, I guess. Every year a place in the province of Antwerp. Boom, to be exactly. Techno festival, 2 weekends usually. And the last edition had 400,000 people dancing on the music. Van Haza is ready for departure. Some quiet times are ahead, I guess. Although there is, I think, this one, but he's stopped. No, he's pushed back, in fact, so I guess he will depart also within 5 minutes. The noise you hear is of a 737 MAX Boeing. You can easily recognize a MAX version with these engines. Behind the engines they have sharp edges. That's the difference between a 737-800 for example. There it goes. To freeze this image a bit. Yes. Okay, so the stream is working as it should. Apparently no technical issues. Thank you for watching Brussels Live, provided by SkyStef. My name is Stef, it's as simple as that. I work over 30 years at the airport as a meteorologist. That's why I'm called SkyStef. I watch the sky. I'm not an observer, but in fact I do make forecasts for the weather, for the airport, and for the tower, of course. So currently I'm supervisor. I can only do this if the weather permits. Of course, if it's bad weather, it's impossible. I have a lot of work then. But now everything is under control. It's southwesterly winds. The weather is fine. Some clouds, but that is nothing special, in fact. So I'm following Brussels Airlines, a big Airbus, which will take the long taxiway. Meanwhile, we have a lot of small aircraft, in fact, at Brussels Airport. Almost every European country has a destination from their capital. This is an Airbus 319 from Finnair. He flies every day, I think even twice a day, to Helsinki. There were even some times, a couple of years ago, they flew with the big Airbus 350. But that was because DHL, the cargo, express cargo carrier, they rented some cargo on the belly of that aircraft, but that contract has ceased. So currently we have only small aircraft of Finnair coming in. Sometimes we see also the Embraers of them, but this is an Airbus 319. Lining up for runway 25 right. Making its left turn. You're always invited to subscribe on my channel. I would most appreciate it. Live things, they won't be every week, of course, or even every month. It depends on the weather, my workload, and so on and so on. So in a big cloud, heading for a takeoff for Helsinki. This is TAP, the national company of Portugal. They also fly with an Airbus 319. They have, I think, 2 destinations, Porto and Lisbon. Yeah, also a regular, of course, at Brussels Airport. My colleague Jonathan is behind the screens. He will try to answer the questions if you pose questions about aviation. I'm the expert in aviation a bit. I do this hobby for almost 40 years. Brussels Airport has always been my favorite airport. Of course, with the lows and the highs. It's not like Amsterdam, it's not like Frankfurt, or it's not... Nee, on the 5th floor. Eh? But the question I had, am I exactly just seated next to the controller's ATC? No, I am at the observation deck of the Meteo on the 5th floor. They have a balcony, and there I am outside currently. I won't interfere, of course, with the ATC people. They have their job to do. My job is just to watch the meteo if everything is okay. Dangerous phenomena, yes or no. Today they are not. But for instance, when we have fog or thunderstorms or whatever strong winds. I'm the talking point to every problem about the meteor. If actually someone is seeing this live video from the village of Stenokerzeel, well, you can easily see me standing. I'm standing on the northern side of the tower on the balcony. That has two reasons. First of it is the wind. I have to be a little bit in the shelter of the wind because otherwise you wouldn't understand me. And secondly, there is a cable from my device where I'm filming from to my computer, and that cable is maximum 5 meters, so it's impossible to do it otherwise on the other side of the airport. So the movements on runway 25 left, for example, or the movements the spotter's place, the official spotter's place, well, currently I have no view on it. It's the northern side of the airport. Voilà. Quite calm moment now at the airport of Brussels. So sorry for the shaky movement, but I try to freeze this shot like this. In front you see the work in progress on the runway. They have put a new layer on it, the top on the runway. So the first part is okay. I have a question. Is TAP only flying from to Lisbon? I thought they flew also to Porto, but I'm not sure, of course. You have to check it by yourself from the airport, Brussels site. Brussels airport has a very good site. If you tap in Porto, you will see. You have to check it by yourself from the airport, Brussels site. Brussels airport has a very okay. So the question about TAP and Portugal, well, indeed, they do only fly to Lisbon, apparently. Meanwhile, we saw an ITA Airways passing by. I will try to follow it. I was inside to check some questions. ITA Airways, who flies to Roma and Milano. The color scheme is one of the best, to be honest, I have seen the last couple of years. I'm not talking about the special color schemes of certain companies, but this is just a beautiful color scheme. Azuri blue. This is also, I guess, an Airbus Neo. Neo stands for new engine option. So it has bigger engines who are more silent and they do consume less fuel. So it's a good aircraft. Behind you see on the top of it a big thing. It's probably something to transmit or whatever. ITA Airways, it's the follow-up of Alitalia. In my life there is a slight delay of I think about 15 to 20 seconds. So if you use an application like Flight Radar or ADSB Exchange, you will see there is a slight delay on it. But furthermore, everything is live. This is no recorded thing of the past. It's the situation like it is right now. So this is the overview of the airport. There are still some fair number of big aircraft on Brussels Airlines. I see 2 aircraft here, and then is the one. No, also 2 aircraft there. Voila. This is Pier A, and then on the other side we have the Pier B. There are most of the time the foreign long-haul carriers like United, like Hainan, and on the other side we have also Singapore and then United. Singapore will depart normally within half an hour, straight flight, direct flight, non-stop, 4 times a week with their beautiful Airbus 350. On the cargo, in the far back, pre-cargo. On the first one is a Cygnus Air 757. Sorry for that. Who came in a couple of hours ago. An empty flight. Yeah, usually on Sundays when they are in the middle of the week, so-called holidays, they come sometimes empty in to fly out next night to their original destination. Then in this case it came from Barcelona, this aircraft. I try to move a bit to the left. What is something else visible? It's only DHL and one Ethiopian. Brucargo of course has to cope with the big concurrence of Liège airport. But currently we have in tonnage spoken the weight around 600 to 700,000 tons, and it's more or less a steady figure the last couple of decades, in fact. So it's we have the major carriers like Singapore and Asiana, and then of course DHL. DHL is a very big player at Brussels airport. Of course in 2008 they decided to move to Leipzig, their main hub, because of noise regulations here in Brussels. But they still are a very big player in Brussels airport. But every night, I guess around 15 to 20 movements coming in or moving out. I guess around 15. Usually the 757 or the Airbus and also the 737, they come in from various destinations in Europe. Normally we do expect within 15 minutes also the 767 of LATAM cargo carrier from Chile. They come each Thursday and each Sunday 2 times a week. And then they fly on to Frankfurt. One Brussels Airlines is moving in. It's also for the departure. And I'm going slowly to here. What could you see here? Oh yes, of course. Another Air Arabic. Let's zoom in a bit. Just landed on the runway 25 left. This is my working spot since 2005. So I have had the occasions to see a lot of special aircraft. Usually I take photos, but I think the filming option is also a good thing to do. I have to learn a bit. That is of course all new for me. But let's say the past 10 months I have been practicing. There is a lot of stuff still to be uploaded on my channel about different aircraft, but I simply don't have the time to do it. Post-processing takes easily for a movie of let's say 15 minutes an all day long. I'm busy in correcting things, etc, etc. So you have to have some time for it, and as I have also a family life behind next to me, it's not always easy to find the time. Luckily I have Jonathan behind the buttons of the computer to see what is happening there, because it's impossible to do this all alone. I'm currently filming with my device on the 5th floor of the tower of Steenokkersdeel, ATC tower. There is some wind sometimes, but I'm just behind the glazed wall, so sometimes you hear it. Nevertheless, but it is still possible to do when it's too windy. I'm saying above 20 knots. It's impossible to do. Currently we have, let us say, 10 to 15 knots wind. It's coming from the southwest. Ideally it should be south, then I have no wind, or southeast. But usually the main direction of wind in Belgium is southwest. And by coincidence, it is no coincidence, of course, that the runway they are called 25 direction, 250 degrees. That is southwesterly. If you have more questions, please pose them. Not a problem. Not about my private life, but just about aviation, if you preferable. It's a quite calm day. In fact, there are not many special visitors today. It comes like it comes. Sometimes we have a lot of military birds, but of course today is Sunday, or governmental flights, or upgrades, or special color schemes, but today it is just what you see, yeah. A lot of Brussels Airlines, home carrier, with their new color scheme, adopted a few years ago. I don't know if you like the color scheme or not, but my principle is white color schemes are mostly very boring. So a little bit more coral would be much nicer. Yeah, with the play of light and cloudiness, sometimes the images are too dark or too bright, so I have to correct it manually. Okay, I have another question. Okay, I have two questions about the Airbus 3400. I will zoom in. And then I have another question about the METAR of Brussels, Antwerp, Charleroi, Stand, Liège, if they are auto-generated or not. Well, first of all, I will go to the, because now it's very calm at the airport, so I will check the Airbus 3400, I must say. It's indeed a very big aircraft compared to the Lockheed Hercules C-130 before. It's twice as much. Pardon. It's a bit dark, so I will brighten it up a bit. Voilà. Actually, they have all 8 delivered at the Belgian Air Force. One is flying for Luxembourg Air Force, but is based here, at least for the maintenance. So usually we have 7 aircraft here. If not, they are of course flying around. So currently we have 4 parked aircraft. Here they are. And then the METAR of Brussels, Antwerp, Charleroi, Oost and Liège. No, they are not automatic generated. At Antwerp, yes, they are automatic generated after 23 local time until 7 local time, because nobody is there. But all other all other METARs, sorry about it, all other METARs, so that the METAR is an observation made each half hour. They are done with people. At Brussels Airport we have in total around 6 people who work in shifts, and the same is for Charleroi, Ostend, Liège. They have also local meteorologists over there to do each half hour their observations. The TAF, what is TAF? Terminal Aerodrome Forecast, that is a forecast made for the airport itself. it's not auto-generated. It's also done manually by people who work in the Met Office. At the Met Office at Brussels, in total there are 18 people working in shifts. We work in shifts of 12 hours. And each, we do of course other stuff than making TAFs. We make, in fact, for the entire Belgium FIR, that includes the Luxembourg area as well, we make the forecast for the weather for civil aviation. So for the small aircraft, but also for the gliders, for the balloonists, and so on. And the TAFs, in general, they are made for the commercial flights, like here in Brussels Airport. So if someone asks, how do I say this? If someone demands a command at a computer, for instance, in Kinshasa, to check out the weather in Brussels, well, they check the TAF in Brussels. And that is made by us. You can see the difference between auto-generated or not auto-generated. Very simple. Behind, there is in that sentence the phrase auto, yes or no. You have to check it out. In, for example, tonight for Antwerp, you see auto behind the hour and the time and the date. So voila. Now it's manually done here in Belgium. The future, of course, perhaps everything will be automated. We don't know, but yeah, of course there are some tests right now, but some of these tests are very poor, especially when there is wintry precipitation. Sometimes you see snow falling with +10 degrees, rain falling with -10 degrees. No, that is not good, of course. I must say it has its disadvantages. Well, we have a big cloud, so I'm moving a bit like this. A big cloud, yes. We have currently also a little bit more wind. Try to hold it as steady as possible, but it's not always. Well, I will try to zoom in on this one. This is one of the two Airbus 330s of Brussels Airlines flying in Eurowings colors. Normally they should be repainted when they go in big maintenance. Currently they are still flying in the colors of Eurowings because a couple of years ago Lufthansa made up its mind that Brussels Airlines had to fly under the umbrella of Eurowings, but at the end it was not accepted. So also there is one 320 flying around in Eurowings colors, but also that one should be resprayed anytime when it goes into the big maintenance. Every, I think, 3 to 4 to 5 years they have to be overhauled completely. This is Delta Airlines, a 767, one of the older planes that come to Brussels. I think this plane must be around 30 years old, but anyhow, it's a very good airplane, I guess. Never flew with a 767. I don't know what the experiences are, but if you flew one, but I guess it's a very robust aircraft, as they say. Robust. Lining up for runway 25 right. Behind, parked Airbus 400 of Belgian Air Force. This flight, goes to New York. There is currently no flight to Atlanta. Before they did, but it has been abandoned. I don't know why. And I think next winter season they will even stop this flight as well. A lot of wind. I'm sorry for that. The sound you hear is the starting off of an engine of a 777. Trying to go outside the wind. Sorry for that. It's 90s. 777. A lot of wind. Usually it has to do with the cumulus clouds. But then you can't hear me, of course. It's always something unbelievable. I see also that the Singapore Airlines Airbus 350 has been pushed back. I don't know if my friend Mario Pushback is on duty today. Otherwise, you're always invited to say hello. Second engine is started up. Sound. Here we have the Singapore. Let's slowly go up. Yes, there we go. Behind we have the Sky Hall. That used to be the terminal of Brussels Airport, the old terminal. Must say I spent my youth a lot of time there watching airplanes. But currently it's used by for festivals or events, in fact, events. So only for that reason. One of the smaller airplanes of TWIFly, 737-700. Departing route right now is an Airbus of Brussels Airlines, the Eurowings one. Let's go here, and you can see it. Okay, I think Singapore is on the move. Usually it takes also the long taxiway, so it will pass via taxiway whiskey normally. Let's zoom in a bit. Straight flight to Singapore. It's a very long flight, to be honest. I think it's about 10 hours. 10 or 11 hours, I don't know exactly, but in the back you see Hainan, one of several flights a day. They fly to 3 destinations, of course Beijing, Shanghai, and another destination I've forgotten, to be honest. So welcome to my live stream again, for the ones that have just joined. My name is Stef. I'm a meteorologist at Brussels Airport, TC Tower, to have this live stream. In the back we see an Embraer of 3. Yes, there is still one flying around of the 3. The other 2 are currently parked because there are some engine troubles. And the big reason is also that they don't fly anymore from Antwerp airport because of that reason. Sorry for that. So currently one is still flying. That one. For the spotters it's the Alpha. They have 3 with the Bravo and the Charlie 2, but this is one. And there comes Singapore Airlines. And there we have the LATAM, as I told before. Let's check it out if I can get it. It's not always easy to follow a landing airplane, but here it is. In the full color scheme. Touchdown. Flight comes from Miami, but originally it comes from Santiago de Chile. Joining his brothers, they're over there. Meanwhile we see the United passing the billboard sign of Brussels Airport. I think this one goes to Washington, the 777. But I'm not sure, you have to check it out by yourself. I'm currently only using my 2 hands to film and not checking my devices to see where all aircraft are going. They have a flight to Chicago, Washington and New York. 2 flights in fact to New York. But I guess this one goes to Washington. Seems that Singapore is on the move, so we are going to go here. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, sometimes my headphone touches the camera. That is not the most pleasant way to film, of course, or to record. Well, I'm ready for a very long flight, up to 11 hours. The cloud base is reasonably high today, so they won't disappear in the clouds. I think it's it's 3,000 to 4,000 feet or something. But if the cloudiness is low, yeah, you have sometimes very nice effects. But this won't be the case today. There it goes. Okay. Currently we have smaller airplanes lining up for the runway, like for instance this one. It's a classic Airbus of Iberia. The well-known Spanish carrier. There is some more sun, so I have to adapt the aperture. Oops. To take off, I guess. There is no landing in sight, so it shouldn't wait. It's cleared for takeoff. Let's see what is going on at the airport itself, on the apron there. There we have a Twifly. Next to it, I think it's Brussels Airlines, but that could be wrong. It could be also an Alpino airplane. This one is moving clearly. Taking off is a Brussels Airlines. Very cold moment at the airport right now. It's a 737-800. Off we fly Belgium. Or it's a 700. Oh yes, probably it's a 700. Sometimes it's difficult to see. Tossing a sign of first efforts. Then, like I said before, there are some runway works in progress. There we have another Lufthansa. Currently, the first part of the runway has been put together, as I say. So the works takes place between 5 a.m. and 23 p.m. and 11 p.m. They do not work in the night, and it should be ready by September 1. Currently not much activity is going on, but yesterday they put the concrete on it. It's indeed an albino aircraft, so one of the Heston Airways or something, I think. What's in the name? Move a bit to the left and see what is happening there. It's one of the Chinese, and in fact today 2 Chinese. This is the same company with another flight. It's a Dreamliner. Okay, we are back. The flight of Hainan Airlines is apparently to Shanghai. In fact, the second Hainan is also, I guess, on the move. No, it's still parked, I see. All right. Well, it's this Shanghai, this Hainan Airlines is on the move. A Dreamliner, series 900. There are in fact three versions of the Dreamliners: a short one, the 800, the middle one, the 900, and the long one, 1000 version. This one goes straight to Shanghai. It's also a flight of, I guess, over 8 hours, even more. I don't know exactly. There is also a Brussels Airlines that you may have seen crossing the image, the static image for a moment. This is the flight to Accra, apparently. So a lot of flights of these big birds of Brussels Airlines, they go to Africa. There is one destination to the States, that's New York. And there's also one destination to Canada. Furthermore, it's only Africa, Black Africa, as they say. So here it is. At 1 p.m. I will stop this. So I repeat myself because the wind was in my phone, in my speaker. So at 1 p.m. I'm going to stop this live. Bulk of the long haul flights have been flown out. There's Brussels Airlines, and then here we have the Hainan Airlines, our Dreamliner heading for Shanghai. It's better. Okay. display. Who flies to Reykjavik or Keflavik? Low-cost carrier. We have also Iceland here, flying every day to Brussels Airport, but this one is the low-cost one. Alright. Also a very nice color scheme. It does remember Virgin Express, who had also a red color on the entire fuselage. I like it. It's better than the all white planes. When landing we have the Brussels Airlines. We'll show it where it is. In front we have the Brussels Airlines, behind the play. As I told before, if an Airbus 330 departs and the next small airplane has to follow it on the same taxiway to avoid wake turbulence. I should have a drink, I guess. But as I told before, at 1 p.m. this live will stop. The next occasion, I don't know when exactly. It depends on my work roster, it depends on the weather. But I will announce it on my Instagram. Just follow SkyStef 777, just like on my YouTube channel, to see if something is coming up, yes or no. You're also invited just to follow me for pictures I put on that social media. There we have the atomium. And there she goes. Okay, this is it. Okay, just put it like that. So the plane is actually on the runway, ready for departure to Iceland. click. Tune is there. It's also an AO aircraft. This is Leaf. Leaf is a German company who is in fact flying for TUI Fly Belgium because of their problems with their Embraers 295. Sorry. Yes, they have some problems with that aircraft. So actually there are 2 aircraft of Leaf temporary flying for TUI Airlines Belgium. We have 2 wide body movements, and then I will stop my live. 2 wide bodies from Brussels Airlines. We are leaving Leaf in the Eurowings colors, one of the 2 aircraft. And the other one is taxiing on for whiskey. Hello? Okay. Voila. Here we have a very nice picture of 2 beelines. One in the old colors and one in the Eurowings colors. Both will disappear because the white color scheme is the trademark for Brussels Airlines. We will depart immediately, apparently, up after the leave. Oh, apparently he's not leaving, so I think this one could be an Embraer of Air Maroc. He will be first, apparently, yes, and then behind the wide bodies of Brussels Airlines. As you can see on the red flag, there's quite some wind. It's one of the regions. Filming is not a good idea with a lot of wind. 3 movements to go. Then I will stop this live produced by Stef, that is me and my friend Jonathan. I'm behind the film camera, Jonathan is behind the computer. I hope to see you next time again. I hope you enjoyed it. And I would say I wish you furthermore a happy Sunday today, although it's Thursday, but most of us have a holiday day today. Sierra Foxtrot Delta. With the Star Alliance sign behind the cockpit. Alright, this will be the last one, last movement of today. From my side, you're always invited to go to spotting trip at Brussels Airport. But this life is almost coming to an end. Technically everything worked fine, so next time it will be not that stressful to see if everything works properly. Yes. The Ethiopian is on the move, also ready for departure on 25 right, but he has to taxi quite some time. With this image I'm saying goodbye to you. Until the next time. See you later. Bye bye.